There are many things you can do in VR that isn't specifically about gaming. Gamers, please don't click away yet, as the things on this list are, I think, also enjoyable for you. Last year, I made a video about it already, but VR has changed tremendously since then. In only 1 year, the Quest wasn't even released yet, so I thought I'd make a 2020 version with new info and new things to try out. I'll also share tips on how to do everything on both PC VR and standalone VR headsets. Hey everyone, Cass here, and this is your channel for VR tips and info. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, as that's just an immense support to us. And now, join me beyond reality. Did you know that you can play an instrument in VR? This is great because it removes the limit of space needed for some instruments. Like a drum set, for example. Those are big. In VR, you can just magically make the drums appear anywhere you want and in any size you want. For example, you can do this in the VR app called Paradiddle. And there are people who use that app who are able to drum entire covers just using the app. There's also a piano learning app called VRtuous on Quest, but this one requires a real piano. Still, it's cool as it uses hand tracking to teach you songs. I think these apps open many possibilities, and I am looking forward to seeing one where I can completely learn an instrument in VR, because I really suck at those. But by the way, everything I mentioned in this video is linked in the description below. Now, do you ever feel like a potato after a full workday? I know I sometimes do, and then diving into a VR horror game like Phasmophobia isn't always top of mind. But relaxing apps in VR could actually rejuvenate me. For this, you can try meditation in VR, like guided meditation VR, or relaxing apps like The Blue. Really, I'm not the type to meditate, as my head gets distracted way too fast, but doing it in VR helps with that, and I'm able to think about nothing for a second. Even if it only lasts for 5 minutes, it helps a bit. In gamer terms, we could say it will feel like you just drank a mana potion. So, something I really loved doing this year was attending a live actor VR show. The one I attended was in the Under Presents, where I had to book a ticket for a specific time slot, and at that time I had to log in, and then with like 4 or 5 other people we became part of a theater show based on a Shakespeare story. We couldn't talk among ourselves, but we were guided by a live actor who did all the narration. He also had the power to spawn objects, put us in different environments, etc. It was only a show of 40 minutes, but it was truly a ton of fun. The best thing? Chary and I went on separate time slots, and we spoke afterward and found out that the show was a bit different per person, as it was all improvised. Unfortunately, they don't have shows running right now, but keep an eye on the Under Presents or anything else in the Immersive Theater VR space. This is something I absolutely recommend checking out at least once. Now, I've mentioned this already in my previous video, but I feel this one is worth mentioning again, as we have many new people on the channel, and during these challenging times it's not recommended to meet up with friends in real life, so the next best thing would be to do it in VR. Try out Big Screen, where you can now book tickets to 3D movies and watch them together with friends on a big theater screen, even in private. It's like having your own private theater. You can also share your own movies or shows in there if you want. And the best thing here, you can lay on bed or sit on your own comfortable couch. For all they know, you are sitting there with only your underwear on. Attending a concert in VR is magical. In real life concerts, short people like me don't see a thing. Leave a comment in this video if you can relate to this, but in VR, you can not only adjust your height, but you can just move closer or have the show all around you. You have to try it out at least once to really understand, and I recommend Wave XR for that. Waves are live, interactive, immersive and social concerts that allow artists and music fans alike to express themselves and connect in new ways. I've seen the Lindsey Sterling show and it was just something else. It gave me goosebumps everywhere. Next is also one not to miss, at least if you don't like going to the gym for workouts, then VR could be a fun motivation to get more exercise. Most games already get you more activity than ever before playing games, but here are some app suggestions that are made for VR workouts. You got, for example, VC Fit or HoloFit. Both require a subscription, but it gives you access to their app and tracker that allows you to put an exercise bike or even a CrossFit into your VR experience. There's also the VR workout app on SideQuest or Supernatural VR. These are all apps focused on working out and less about gaming. I actually made dedicated videos on many of these apps and a full video about why I think working out in VR is great. So I will link them all below in the description in case you're interested in more info. Also, if you're interested in this, keep an eye on Oculus Move, which is a fitness tracker coming out for VR later. Never did we know that in 2020 we work more from home than in the office, and employers are okay with it. But after so many half-dressed webcam meetings, yes, just admit it, you may want to try something else. More and more VR apps are coming out that allow us to co-work in an innovative way that I believe can increase productivity for certain types of meetings, like brainstorming sessions. You can try it out with the free VR chat room Mozilla Hubs. It's easy to use and doesn't require an installation. All you need is to create and share the link for people to join. Of course, do check it out before you start the meeting and look at what features are available to make it the best session possible. Another app you can check out is Immersive VR, but virtual desktop or big screen can be options too. Facebook is also coming with Infinite Office, which is going to be interesting, I hope. So I can't wait to see this evolve over the years, and hopefully it will be a common thing in the future. So this is something incredible. You can visit the whole world from the comfort of your home. With Google Earth VR, you can fly to any place you want in the world and check it out. It uses pretty basic Google Street View, but imagine visiting your old childhood home. Maybe that's on the other side of the world, or walking to the top of a pyramid in Egypt. There are some things you can only do in VR. Google Earth VR is not available on Quest though, but on Quest you can do this with the app called Wonder. If you got a 3D printer or you know someone who has one, then try this. Draw something in VR in 3D. You can use apps like Tilt Brush, Gravity Sketch VR or Oculus Medium. There are many available that allow you to draw in 3D, and after that you can export it to your computer and try 3D printing it. Most of these apps already have the right export settings for a 3D printer, and it is just super magical to design something in VR and then to watch it come to life. So over the years, I've been watching a ton of learning experiences in VR, and I noticed that those kinds of experiences stay with me way longer than reading a book. So I think VR is one of the best media to learn. It actually makes me jealous that I'm not a kid anymore, as I believe all kids will learn with VR headsets at school in the future. But for us right now, there are interactive learning apps available like National Geographic Explore VR and Anne Frank VR. Or you can watch documentaries like Traveling While Black. I think if you've tried one of these experiences, you will agree with me how much of an impact VR can make in the educational sector. And we are just at the start of everything. VR, even though it's been in our lives for 4 years now, I think we're still in an early phase. We can achieve so much more in VR, but it just takes more time. Although since I made the video last year, great strides have been made towards improvement and more innovative solutions, all in just 1 year. So we are growing fast, and I cannot wait to see what else is in store. Let me know in the comments what you do in VR that is not about gaming and not on this list yet. Put it below so everyone can get some more tips, and let me know your favorite one. And if you haven't seen my last video yet, you should definitely check it out, as there are more things you could try in VR that I didn't mention in this video. The link is below and on screen right now. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in the next video. A special thanks goes to all our champions, especially these patrons down below. And as always, VR on.